there is, what we do is, we do cardiac tissue regeneration, and which is not very successful also. But what we do is that some patches of the heart area, the damage area, we basically put a scar, and on that we put stem cell derived heart muscle cell, and then this heart muscle cells, they are used as an ink, bio ink, and they are combined with other supportive extracellular matrix material, and then you build. Vasculator means you are having a vessels network, because heart has a lot of blood vessels. Then we try to replicate the heart specific micro architecture, and then we go for making a valve and chamber like structure. But again, it's a very limited operation. Now the important part is about the liver. In the liver tissue, liver has a very unique property of regeneration. Heart cannot regenerate, but liver does regenerate. And this, because there are many diseases when your liver has to be cut and it grows according to the requirement. So there is a liver transplant being done, but that is very limited. And what bioprinting is offering is a potential approach for fabricating functional 3D liver tissue for regeneration. And second area is disease modeling and drug testing. Disease modeling is again one area which I will talk to you, and what I'll just liver is not fully replaceable, and we have a lot of fundings and being done, and temporary bioprinting is being done. Animal pain. Again, next is your cornea. There you must have heard about the grafting of cornea. People who have decreased vision, many times they are get donor cornea, and that is regrafted, and I have seen many cases which has been very successful. So, and there is lot of demand for cornea. So there is a cornea tissue engineering. They are being printed using bioprinting, and cornea being transparent, cornea is transparent, and they have a very highly organized issue. So it is not so easy to print the, and as a part of a treatment, when the cornea gets extensive damage, you try to find a suitable donor, and there is an approach for having प्रिंटिंग कॉर्निया, कॉर्नियल रीजनरेशन बोलते हैं इसको हम लोग, कॉर्निया प्रिंटिंग की, जहाँ पे वी रीजनरेट एंड रीजनरेट में अगेन what we do is that the collagen based bio ink is put, and the cornea main structural protein is used again to mimic the tissue composition, and we try to preserve the transparency. Transparency means cornea is transparent because we want cornea to be optically functional. And the biggest difficulty is about the curvature which we see in the cornea, and they very less thickness in very thin cornea thickness. So there is lot of issues in this, and there are many layers in cornea also. Layer specific printing means cornea has 3 layers. So you can see that there is grants are there, and people are working on this cornea printing of cornea. they have been printed, some cornea has been regenerated also. So from the healthy tissue, you take the cells, and then those cells are again used for regenerating the damaged part of the cornea. So again, you scan the eye. Eye scanning is important because you want to know the thickness and the curvature of the cornea. Then preparing the bio ink, and after that, after you prepare a bio ink, you apply that bio ink, and that bio ink is up to fiber basis, very thin. That is to be layered by layered, and after that maturation means that you let it be there for some times, and at that time you also want that cornea should remain functional. So there are 3 layers in cornea. They are printed separately: epithelium, stroma, and the endothelium. Now, future क्या है? What is the future of bioprinting? Many of the part of the bioprinting I have not discussed. I may tell you in this third presentation. Future क्या है कि we have generally what we are doing is that we are focusing on the printing of patches of the first layer of skin, right? And we are into making models. We are into making cartilage. Cartilage is a type of bone, and then some patches in the heart muscles, some patches in the liver support, and then about the cornea. But having a full transplantable is a big dream. लोग कहते हैं ना कि हार्ट को प्रिंट कर दिया. No, nothing like that. Full transplantable heart is not being printed. It cannot be printed. It's not that easy to print. Even we are not able to print all the 3 layers of the skin. So, and then is one important thing with the AI and automation. There is a AI driven designs are there. And why AI? AI helps you in finding out what is the best mixture, and then automation, robotic automation means that what we are doing is that for precision, robots are being used to do such work. Now you can see that the good hospitals, many of the hospitals, they have purchased robots, and they are very expensive robots which perform surgery. Not only surgery, they basically facilitate surgery. They help in making surgery. They make the blood vessels very clear to you. Each layer of the skins become very visible to you, and you can very well operate on that damaged area. So the pain is relieved, and you have a very less damage to the body. That's why robotic surgery is becoming possible, and I think many hospitals like Max or they have purchased robots to do in Delhi also. And the problem is that we are not having multi-material 4D printing. Multi-material means that you have to print multiple layers of the skin. So you don't have that type of printer setup. So you take simultaneous printing for all the 4 layers or 2 layers. It is being in the labs but not possible. So this is a future that we are going to have more complex multi-cell type tissues. Whatever I am talking about is cartilage is basically single cell type of things. Then personalized medicine, that is generic tissues construct to implants and models from ends. Right now we can come to third one, please. I have been too fast because I have been told that I have limited time. You have the second speaker after that. तो इसलिए मैं थोड़ा सा थर्ड. अभी कितना टाइम मेरे पास है? हैं? यार ये मुश्किल है वैसे इसको करना आपको वाला. ये नहीं, it is basically touch screen, and we old people don't have that type of skin. हाँ बता रहा हूँ आपसे, बिकॉज हमारा जो सेंसिटिविटी स्किन की है वो कम हो गई है. हम लोग कम होती है, आपकी ज़्यादा होती है. तो आप जो किसी डिवाइस को छुएंगे वो जल्दी ऑपरेट करेगी, हमारी देर में करेगी उसको। और चले, नाउ वी कम टू दी थर्ड पार्ट। हियर वी विल बी मोर इनटू द मेडिकल पार्ट। अभी हमने आपको सेल के बारे में ही बात करी थी, और सेल के बारे में भी देखिए आप 2-3 चीजें हैं, स्किन्स, हार्ट, लीवर एंड कॉर्निया। एंड देन हियर हम लोग स्टार्टिंग में क्या हुआ बताऊं आपसे कि व्हाट हैज हैपेंड व्हेन आई फर्स्ट परचेज अ 3D प्रिंटर। इट वाज अराउंड 15 years, अराउंड 30-40 years बैक। तो व्हेन आई परचेज अ प्रिंटर, on that very day I got 2 very senior doctors from Maulana Azad and one from Apollo. Both of them came to me, सर आपसे बात करनी है। हमने क्या बात करनी है? बोले you have got a printer, 3D printer, and we want to print a prototype of our heart. What was that? They told that they can get the color CT of their any patient's heart, and that patient heart has a defect inside. From the colored CT, my machine was a binder jet machine which can print color objects. So they wanted me to print that heart, and from that heart they will cut it down and section it and find how to take the operation. तो उन्होंने उसका मॉडल प्रिंट करा के उसको कट करके, एंड दे फाउंड दैट एग्जैक्टली वेयर द डिफेक्ट इज, and only that part is to be touched. So this is what was the very basic application of these machines when we started with 3D printing. So rapid prototype, developing anatomical models. Models means again you make models and you help it for your surgical interventions. So, and now additive manufacturing is, you know that it is part of the industry 4.0 zero technology, and there are a lot of happenings is there. So we have, now we come to the medical. First is the patient specific implants. You know where we need implants. You have most of because what I see in our department also, we have 25 non-teaching employees and 5 of them have died of cancer. 5 लोगों की डेथ कैंसर से हुई है 25 में से। डेथ का मेन इश्यू था गुटखा खाना। और what has happened when they take gutka, their jaw they have a cancer. So because of that cancer, this jaw has to be removed. I think in Max Saket they are doing hundreds of operations every day. Though they remove this jaw, sometimes both jaws, and they implant with 3D printed or some customized available jaws. These are your hinge joints, and upper there are muscles are there which take care for your jaw. The mechanics of having a jaw is much more difficult than what you teach in your class for the mechanical objects. So then these jaws are again taken out, then metal jaws are put, skin grafting is done, tongue is also cut, and then the tongue grafting is done, and finally the body is shaped that you do not see from outside that he has been operated and his jaws has been taken away. So this is what is done. So patient specific implants in oral and maxillofacial surgery mein. So this is something we have. What I told you was, हाँ बोलो। बिल्कुल, थोड़ा बहुत खाते ही। हाँ, पेशेंट खाना भी खाते हैं, ऐसा नहीं है। जो जॉज लगते हैं वो वर्क करते हैं। जैसे आपके जो मेजर चीज़ आपके जॉइंट्स हैं, और ये जॉइंट्स जो हैं वो सही बनाते हैं, और उस पर जॉज लग के और ज़बान से बोल भी लेते हैं, ऐसा नहीं है। हैं ग्रो करती है, बॉडी ग्रो करती है। इंटरनली क्या करें, आपने बाहर का पार्ट काट दिया और उसको फिर उसको ग्रो कर दिया अपने आप। बॉडी अपने, देखिए हम लोग जो हैं ज़्यादातर काम बॉडी करती है। आपका ये टाँका लगाते हैं, आपके खाल अगर कट गई क्या करते हैं, व्हाट वी डू, वी स्टिच। व्हाई डू वी स्टिच? We stitch to bring two layers of skin together, and because of their own growth, the skin grows and regenerates, and it. तो अब क्या हुआ है, आजकल लोग उस पर लगा देते हैं पैच. आजकल उसको जो है एक डिजॉल्वेबल आते हैं, सोल्यूशंस आते हैं, आपको काटना नहीं है, टाँका नहीं लगाना पड़ता. And it is the body that grows. The human body is a wonderful thing. So that's why, and you don't need to do something there. हाँ हाँ.
Sir, you have previously explained about bioprinting. So can bioprinting reduce donor corneas? The bioprinting is reduce जो corneas का donor होता है, उसको reduce किया जा सकता है.
रिड्यूस क्यों करेंगे? डोनर कॉर्निया जो है, देखो दो तरह के डोनर होते हैं. एक तो सम पीपल डाई एंड दे डोनेट, वो डोनर कॉर्निया. हमारे जो वासिफ है उसके डोनर कॉर्निया लगा है, उसकी दोनों आंखों में. तो एक में उसका भी लगा है, यहाँ पे कहाँ पे लगा है, पंजाब में लगाया कहीं उसने, एक कॉर्नर लगाया है. अब दूसरे का भी डोनर मिल गया है और दूसरे डोनर भी कॉर्निया लग जाएगा. वो तो डोनर हुआ, वो पूरा पूरा कॉर्निया. अब आपका क्या है कि कॉर्निया में कोई डिफेक्ट आ गया, उसको लेने के लिए आप इस दूसरे अपने ही बॉडी कॉर्निया से सेल निकाल के उसको यूज़ करते हैं. तो यू आर यूजिंग बॉडी ओन सेल, तो हम उसको डोनर बोल रहे हैं. आप ही की बॉडी के सेल होते हैं. देखिए बाहर के सेल्स जो होते हैं जनरली कॉर्निया नहीं, बॉडी पार्ट डज नॉट एक्सेप्ट. तो अब ये क्या है, इम्प्लांट जो है दे हैव लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स लाइक कॉम्प्लेक्स इरेगुलर बोन डिफेक्ट्स आर देयर, बोन लॉस. समटाइम बोन लॉस डू हैपेंस बिकॉज ऑफ some medical conditions, and implant, they sometimes body implants we are not able to fix. Again, craniofacial and anatomical reconstruction. Crano मतलब होता है ये वाला हिस्सा, अब मैक्सो होता है ये वाला हिस्सा. So अरे यार ये patient specific implants. Patient sometimes get major part of their bones lost, and then their implants are being done. And reconstruction, ये जो है ये नया एरिया है. Implants के बारे में बात करते हैं. There are surgical guides are there. Different types of guides are required to surgery. And the FDA of US, they list guides for different operations, like for a knee, for ankle, for craniofacial, right? And these are the type of guides. Just for your reference, I have put some guides. What type of guides are there? They are for dental, for tumor, and for osteotomy, and osteotomy limb deformity. Then your positioning guides, ड्रिलिंग गाइड्स, बोन कटिंग गाइड्स. जैसे आपके होते हैं ड्रिल्स, आपके होते हैं वो हम लोग क्या जिग्स एंड फिक्सचर्स. So these guides are there and they are help in the operation. So in many universities they have built the guides and the guides are being used. CBCT is again a type of CT scanning which scans your body front. The medical dental doctors they do the CBCT. CBCT में क्या होता है कि उनका स्कैन होता है जो आपको फ्रंट से स्कैन करता है. तो आपका पूरा डेंटल स्कैन प्लस यहाँ तक आपके जबड़ों तक का स्कैन उसमें आता है. और स्कैनिंग में बड़ी मज़ेदार बात है, दैट इज स्टिचिंग. Stitching is basically having 2-3 scans and they are combining those scans, but we call it them stitching. So anatomical model for surgical planning. Models means that you create a model, you first from the CT scan you find out what the real shape of the body, bone is, something like that, and then you can print that part and then you can understand what the disease is. So patient specific anatomical models are created they use the MRI, CT, and then these model provide surgeons with a understanding about the, and then the surgeons, they understand the deformities, and then they can take care for their surgery, or sometimes very complex fractures and the congenital deformities, right. So there are many anatomical models. They are being used for the surgery. ये जो स्कल फ्रैक्चर की बात है, एक पेपर था, उसने 2019 में रिपोर्ट किया था कि the skull of some person got damaged, this part, and 25% of the skull was replaced. It was replaced using titanium mesh. Titanium mesh was implanted, and that mesh grew, and ultimately grafting of the skin was done over that. So this job was done around 7-8 years back. Now we are into much advanced level. So we come to dental application. Dental is one area where 3D printing and scanning is very prominently being used. Dental में तो many of the teeth are being mechanically adjusted also. You get into that. So what you do is that they produce customized crowns and bridges. Crowns, you understand, we have dental crowns, sometimes bridge also, and then that is possible through scanning. There are dental scans which give you an idea about the inside anatomy, and they have an accuracy of 5 to 10 microns. And the dental, your teeth has very, I think, one of the best sensors. They can identify any type of food material and any gap, and with pain they can tell you that there is some gap, some food is there. This is something very which cannot be put. So हम लोगों ने क्या किया, customized implants, complex porous structure that can promote bone implant integration, and there are patient specific guides that helps dentist, and dentures and facial prosthesis for patient with tooth loss, jaw defects, and improving it, they are being made. So there are 3D printed dental crowns, bridges, dentures. Dentures means where your teeth are being positioned, and surgical guides, orthodontic aligners where you align your teeth accordingly, and then maxillofacial prosthesis. Maxillofacial means that your front the jaws, they are being taken out, and malignant means cancer, or these jaws are taken out, and that sometimes you have an accident also, then the jaw is rebuilt. And then customized prosthetic limbs. You must be knowing that lot of research is being done, and these links are now reality, and they can also sense and they can work. And these customized prosthetic links, they are being made using AM. Why AM? Because AM is using very lightweight material, and complex printing can be done. They don't carry lot of weight, and excessive prosthetic waste are being taken care of. And one important thing is personalization. Everybody has a different orientation, every different type of link body part, and you cannot have a same part made at your lab and given to everybody. So you have to print if you want a comfort for that person. So, but the problem is fabrication time. And then there are examples. Some child has lost his arm, and you see this residual arm 3D scan, rebuild, and you make a rebuilding means you make a CAD model, then you analyze that model, and then you find out a structure with a low weight that can be made, customized, printed, and then fitted, which can have finger grip or even other. Then orthosis and customized support. These customized supports, they are become common and they are being printed from. अब तो इसमें IoT based supports भी आ रहे हैं, because sometimes when somebody is not able to walk, the body cannot take load, these parts are being made, and they are basically externally applied devices to support, protect. इसको ऑर्थोसिस में टाइप्स ऑफ कौन कौन से हैं, नी के हैं, रिस्ट के हैं, स्पाइनल के हैं. आजकल काफ़ी मोस्ट ऑफ मेनी ऑफ द पीपल हैविंग दिस डिजीज लाइक इम्यूनिटी, आर्थराइटिस, वेयर द बॉडी पार्ट्स गेट deformed, and because those deformed part need if you want to stop that deformation, you have to have orthosis, deformation को रोकने के लिए. और sometimes we have even a spinal orthosis, spinal deformity, posture problem, cervical and ortho. Then customized supports. Then your maxillofacial and craniofacial reconstruction. Reconstruction is very important area. Most of the hospitals, top hospitals in Delhi, they are doing reconstruction. The maxillofacial reconstruction, I know many of my friends, their relatives who have been undergone this reconstruction. Their jaws was made or the tongue was made or this. Then complex cranial defects, then facial bone defects, jaw, mandibular jaw defects, eye socket defects, and trauma related bone loss. Trauma means accidents, and sometimes after that. When a patient is lost a part of the skull, and then you make a CT scan के बाद you model, you get, then you take some metal, titanium is the metal which is bioacceptable, and that generally then you put that metal and then you grow the body bones, body skin over that. So orthopedic implants are also there. You know that nowadays it has become very common to have your knee joints, and even your all type of joints are now being replaced. It is not that the joint, they are basically having planting a metal or a joint, and a surface of that जो आपका गोला होता है surface को वो change करते हैं. तो this is again done through, there is a lot of companies also which are 3D printing customized joints for your convenience. Joints they do come in various sizes, but if you want a better feeling, so there you have to get a customized joint. Customized joints are 3D printed. Then this is one very important area. इसमें हमने एक प्रोजेक्ट था हार्वर्ड का, उसको भी इवेल्युएट किया. 10 मिलियन की ग्रांट थी उसकी. तो NSF, I was reviewer to that, NSF National Science Foundation. So there what was done, that they, if a person is having some malignancy, so for that purpose they are given cocktail of medicines. Cocktail means different combination of medicines. Which medicine suits is difficult to identify. So what they do is that they print, they take out the malignant cell and they print similar part, 10 or 12 similar parts. And on these 10 or 12 similar parts, they inject the medicine cocktails and they find out which work best, which cocktail works best, and then that is applied to the patient. So this is very simple thing, but not that simple in operation. So tablet manufacturing, internal structure of the tablet, आप you want a slow release, there the tablets are also being made. 3D printed drugs and personalized drug delivery, what fixed dose medicine, complex dose requirement, where blood drugs can be provided. And sometimes you have a geriatric medication burden, but the patient is not able to personalize tablets. So you can have a customized dosage, and that is to be 3D printed from the active ingredients. And then we are all having surgical instruments. Now the trend is having a disposable surgical instruments. If you go to good hospitals, they don't sterilize the equipments second time. They have a disposable things, and that thing is thrown out after the operation is over. So 3D printing helps you in preparing and printing such surgical instruments. So this is what surgical medical, and that, thank you very much. Thank you. I have been very fast, but just want to give you a glimpse that key word is changing very fast, and we should also work in this area of additive manufacturing. ठीक, हाँ बताइए. हाँ. बड़ी पहली स्लाइड लगा दो यार. नहीं, यू हैव गिवन. देखिए, बायो प्रिंटिंग इज नॉट वेरी सिमिलर टू 3D प्रिंटिंग. इज नॉट वेरी सिमिलर. आई विल टेल यू व्हाट इज 3D प्रिंटिंग. 3D प्रिंटिंग इज वन टाइप ऑफ टेक्नोलॉजिकल प्लेटफॉर्म विच असिस्ट इन एडिटिव मैन्युफैक्चरिंग. देखिए, हमारे पास एक पूरा एक नया नेचर इंस्पायर्ड प्लेटफॉर्म है. बैठ जाओ. हम बताना चाहते हैं कि हमारे पास एडिटिव मैन्युफैक्चरिंग एक नेचर इंस्पायर्ड प्लेटफॉर्म है. हाँ. इसको छोटा कर देते हैं. अब क्या है कि आप समझिए, आप एक बैठ जाओ. आप ये समझिए कि आपके जो कंटेम्प्रेरी मैन्युफैक्चरिंग है वो सब्सट्रैक्टिव मैन्युफैक्चरिंग है, वेयर यू मैन्युफैक्चर अ पार्ट बाय कटिंग इट डाउन, रिड्यूसिंग द मटेरियल. बट additive manufacturing is a manufacturing platform which basically works by adding layer by layer. To add layer by layer, you need different type of printer. Commercially, we have 7 different technologies which are providing you 3D printing facility. No doubt it started as a rapid prototyper, but now 3D printers have grown much beyond that. And we have a software platform where you can contribute. There are more than 200 type of softwares which basically take care for your CAD modeling, slicing, layer by layer printing, running the printer, even anticipating what job will be made, anticipating what defect will be there, finding out what volume of material is required, everything. Then you see all these have ANSYS, SolidWorks, Rhino, Mimix, 3D Slicer, Doctor, CATIA, Inspect Plus, and more than 200 software, both customized and generic. They are there to support your additive manufacturing platform. ये technological platform है. Then you have hardware. अब hardware में आपका printer आता है. You have 3D printer, 4D printer, 5D printer. That is hardware. Then you have bio printer. You have hybrid printer, you have bio, 4D bioprinters, which is being incised off. We have not even been able to make that printer. Then you have modeling platform, digital modeling and data acquisition. This is done through technologies like MRI, CT, ultrasound, CAD, X-ray. They give you the data. From that data, modeling is done, and that modeling software, it gives you layer by layer printing. अब आप जो कह रहे थे कि प्रिंटर, सबसे बेसिक जो प्रिंटर था वो स्टीरियोलिथोग्राफी था. फर्स्ट प्रिंटर दैट वाज मेड वाज स्टीरियोलिथोग्राफी. स्टीरियो मीन्स स्टीरियो 3 डायमेंशन, litho means that like a so what happened was that was a resin. When that resin light falls, when a light falls on that resin, resin is light sensitive, it solidifies on that point, and at that point when it solidifies, it takes a shape according to the light that is thrown on that layer. तो ये आपका पहला प्रिंटर था. उसके बाद में FDM nozzle based printer, where you can extrude material, and you can even start with PLA, you can go to metal also. Then you have printers which are having laser beams, electron beams, which pointedly use soft liquid powder to make a job. Then you have resin based printers, ceramic printers. So this is not like a rapid prototyping. If you want to ask something, बोलिए. हाँ. हाँ बोल, बैठ जाओ, कोई बात नहीं. हाँ बोलो. समझ गया. मैं आपकी जवाब का जवाब देता हूँ. एक सवाल बड़ा बढ़िया सा पूछता हूँ. आपका जो इंडस्ट्री 2.0, इंडस्ट्री 2.0 स्टार्टेड विद मास प्रोडक्शन. फोर्ड ने असेंबली लाइन बनाई, 1 मिलियन गाड़ियां बनाई एक जैसी, सारी काली फोर्ड गाड़ियां. इट स्टार्टेड द एरा ऑफ इंडस्ट्री 2.0. उसके बाद में आपने कहा कि सबको एक जैसी गाड़ी नहीं चाहिए, तो आपका थर्ड आया इंडस्ट्री 3, जिसमें कि आपने कहा मास कस्टमाइजेशन. इफ यू गो टू असेंबली लाइन ऑफ ए कार, इट्स प्रोड्यूसिंग 5-10 टाइप्स ऑफ कार्स, different type of cars as per your requirement. Then we went into industry 4.0, where you have personalization, you have things as per your requirement. So अब बात ये है कि customer wants things of his own choice, जो आप कह रहे हैं mass production. Now these are the platforms which are making unit objects, but some machines are big enough to accommodate 10 of such things. So there you can have 10 objects being made simultaneously. So there can be batch production possible with 3D printers. और generally हम लोग छोटे objects को batch में print करते हैं. But देखिए 3D printer की जो हमारी requirements है वो कहाँ पर है? जहाँ पर we want a light weight, we want a complex architecture. So you are telling mass production में it is there, but not that level of mass production. देखिए आप जब आप ड्रॉ करेंगे मशीन से ही बनाएंगे, again you again have to have a batch production. The assembly is mass production. Assembly line is a mass production. Any question? Any other question? हाँ बोलिए. Your two parts. First is the acceptance of the tissue printed by the body.
Yes,
Most of the tissue which are printed, they use the human body cells. आपका टिश्यू बनाना है, आपकी ही सेल लेके वो उसको ग्रो करके आपका टिश्यू बनाते हैं।
Sir, this is the regeneration.
रीजन
Sir, this is then regeneration.
हम लोग प्रिंटिंग भी बोलते हैं इसको, हम लोग उसको प्रिंटिंग ही बोलते हैं। रीजनरेशन में तो आप उसी जहाँ पे प्रिंट कर रहे हैं। अब आपकी स्किन यहाँ की जल गई, आपने यहाँ से स्किन सेल ली, उसको रिप्रोड्यूस किया, उसकी शीट्स बनाई, आपने यहाँ की स्किन ली, दिखाई नहीं पड़ती है, और उसको रीजनरेट किया, स्किन बनाई और यहाँ पे ग्राफ्ट कर दी।
ट्रांसप्लांटिंग हो गई ना।
आप टेक्निकल में तो बहुत कुछ कर सकते हैं, टेक्निकल जबान किसी को रोक ही नहीं सकता। हम अगर आपको टेक्नोलॉजी एक्सेप्ट करनी है, एक्सेप्ट कीजिए, नहीं तो आगे बढ़ जाइए, उसमें क्या। अमेरिका कहीं पहुंच ही चुका है, उसमें फर्क थोड़ी पड़ता है, आपके कहने से थोड़ी फर्क पड़ जाए किसी को। आपके पास तो एक भी प्रिंटर नहीं होगा यहाँ पे तो देखो दुनिया में लोग बड़े बड़े काम कर रहे हैं। ये जो मैंने बताया आपको ड्रग वाला, जिसमें कि $10 मिलियन लग रहे हैं, आपको मैं एक बढ़िया सी बात बताता हूँ। ये तो प्रिंटिंग का है कि एक हमारे बहुत क्लोज रिलेटिव है, न्यूरो सर्जरी में काम कर रहा है वो। तो न्यूरो सर्जरी में क्या काम कर रहा है कि जो ड्रग्स होती हैं वो बॉडी को एग्जैक्ट जहाँ पहुँच नहीं पाती हैं। जैसे कि आपकी पार्किंसन डिजीज़ है, पार्किंसन डिजीज़ में ब्रेन का एक पार्ट है, वहाँ पे दवा को पहुँचना है। अब दवा के ब्रेन जो है बहुत ही सिक्योर्ड एरिया है, हड्डी बाल ये सब इम्पैक्ट से बचाते हैं, अंदर कई लेयर्स होती हैं, उसमें वो फ्लूइड भी होता है, आपके अंदर ड्रग जा ही नहीं सकती दिमाग में। तो उन्होंने क्या किया है, उन्होंने बबल्स बनाए हैं, बहुत ही छोटे बबल्स। वो बबल्स बनेंगे, उसके अंदर दवा जाएगी और वो कंट्रोल्ड ब्लास्ट होंगे। ब्लास्ट कहाँ पर होंगे, उस लेयर के जगह पर। आपके दिमाग में एक जो सबसे अंदर की लेयर है जो सेफ सिक्योर कर रही है, उस लेयर को ब्लास्ट करेंगे, लेयर ओपन हो जाएगी, दवा अंदर जाएगी, फिर लेयर बंद हो जाएगी। ये डिवाइस का एक आदमी का खर्चा $1 लाख पड़ता है एक बार का। अब ये डिवाइस डेवलप हो रहे हैं, तो दिस टोटली अ मैकेनिकल थिंग। आप क्या कहेंगे इसको, इंटरवेंशन कहेंगे, क्या कहेंगे? हाँ बोलिए।
So the second question, what kind of materials?
हाँ, बायो इंक्स जो है हर की अलग अलग मटेरियल्स हैं, इनके बहुत तरह के इनके केमिकल्स होते हैं, चीज़ें होती हैं जो मुझे याद भी नहीं है, मैं फ्रैंकली बताऊँ। हम उस अगर कोई एक दो इंक जान जाए तो बड़ी बात है, हम मुझे वाकई में नहीं आता। आई डोंट रिमेंबर ऑल ऑफ देम। बायो इंक्स नहीं, उसमें ग्रोथ फैक्टर्स भी हैं, हम लोग इसको ग्रो भी करते हैं, कैसे तेज़ फास्ट ग्रो करना है।
How can we differentiate between bioprinting and transplant?
Transplant is an outcome. Transplant is an outcome of bioprinting. Transplant can be done any type. You can do transplant for anything. है ना? तो ट्रांसप्लांट तो आप करते रहते हैं, बायो प्रिंटिंग तो प्रिंट कर रहे हैं ना। आप कहें तो प्रिंटिंग भी नहीं है, ये तो ग्रो है, आप ग्रो कर रहे हैं। जनरली हम लोग ग्रो कर रहे हैं पेट्री डिश से, वी कॉल इट प्रिंटिंग। नेचर में भी ठीक काम होता है, ठीक। एनीथिंग मोर है? ठीक, थैंक यू। हाँ बोलो बोलो, हाँ बोलो बोलो, कोई परेशानी नहीं है। देखो जो बायो प्रिंटेड प्रोडक्ट्स हैं अभी 4-5 साल पहले बने हैं, लेकिन चल रहे हैं। शेल्फ लाइफ तो होती है, ऐसा नहीं है। तो प्रोडक्ट्स क्या है, आपने शीट बनाई, आपकी स्किन, मान लीजिए स्किन बर्न कर गई, तो आपने स्किन को शीट बना के उसको प्लांट कर दिया, तो नेचुरल है, वो तो आपकी बॉडी के साथ चलती रहेगी जब तक आपकी बॉडी चलेगी। ना 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 ना, ये बड़ी पेशेंट स्पेसिफिक चीज़ें होती हैं, पेशेंट स्पेसिफिक। बायो प्रिंटिंग इज जनरली पेशेंट स्पेसिफिक। ये नहीं कि आपकी इनको लगा दी, उनको लगा दी, ऐसा नहीं होती। किसकी बारूदी आई उसको दे दी, उसकी बारूदी आई उसको दे दी, ऐसे नहीं होता। देयर दे कैन नॉट बी। अच्छा, शेल्फ लाइफ का तुम्हारा जो पर्पस है वो उसका है जो हार्ट ट्रांसप्लांट वाला होता है। जो हार्ट होता है उसके अंदर प्रॉब्लम ये है कि अगर 7-8 मिनट उसको ऑक्सीजन नहीं मिलती है तो हार्ट डाई कर जाता है। तो इसलिए उसको एक स्पेशल कॉरिडोर लगा के आप उसको मूव करते हैं और ट्रांसप्लांट करते हैं, वो चीज़ अलग है। ठीक, थैंक यू वेरी मच। जी बढ़िया।
Thank you very much, sir, for such an informative and inspiring session. Your valuable insight has certainly enriched our understanding of emerging dimension of additive manufacturing. On behalf of Department of Mechanical Engineering, GCET, I express our sincere gratitude you two for sharing your valuable time, knowledge and experience with all of us. May I now request Dr. Mohammad Asim Kari, HOD Mechanical, to kindly present memento to our guest, Professor Abil Harim sir, as a paper of recognition. Now we move ahead for our last session of today's program. We are delighted to have with us Mr. Dhruv Garg, Senior Application Engineer at Philips Machine Tools, who brings over 5 years of experience in additive manufacturing, 3D printing, application engineering, process optimization, and advanced manufacturing technologies. His expertise covers technologies such as FDM, SLA, LPF, LPEF, SLM, 3D scanning, 3D designing, and the reverse engineering. We are looking forward to an insightful and engaging session. May I request Mr. Dhruv Garg to kindly take over the session.
So thank you, ma'am, for sharing that week. So I am Dhruv Garg from Philips Machine Tools. I am a senior application engineer. I have an experience of 5 last years. So now we start by using the 3D printing, how we can use in biomedical engineering, and how we do a reverse engineering as well by using that much softwares, and how a mechanical engineer can help to doctors to do a best surgery if have some really really okay. So about the flips, we have in 1961 corporate office. So our main office in mainland USA. Okay, so we are now globally. We have Indian 9 regional offices across the locations. Okay, so we have multiple portfolio in our company. So starting with the form labs to the FDM to the starting with the Mark 4 FDM and goes to the SLA. SLAs goes to the SLM and metal powder as well. So now we are going to deep dive into the medical and biomedical applications which can be used in our India. We have a multiple use cases in India which we had done. So so basically, first, previously, sir discussed as a theoretical part. I covered a practical part which we done in multiple hospitals in India, not other outside the India. So it will be a good for us. Now, the basically additive manufacturing for medical, how can we use? So basically, we have a 3D data by using the reverse engineering, or we can scan, or we have a created on R&D data. Now we have a file preparation softwares, like each machines have a different file preparation software. Now the machine setup, we need to set up the machine, which material we need, which technology we need to use. Again, after that we need to process our process. Then the build was completed and the post processes are taken. After the post processing taken, the final part will be we have. Okay, so basically additive manufacturing is a layer by layer adding any part and create a one main part. Okay, so the workflow of the medical 3D printing was like a medical, you have seen the 3D scan like CT MRI data that called be the DICOM data. Okay, after the DICOM data we have a softwares like mimics or 3D slicers. In the 3D slicer we have do a segmentation. Each part we can do a segmentation according to the which doctor want to need. Okay, some have heart issue, some have orthopedic issue. So we need to adjust with the doctor, need to talk with the doctor, which part doctor want to need and which part doctor need to taken over it. So after that we do a 3D printing. After that the main application was pre-operative surgical planning done by the doctor. Education models we can be created. Surgeon practicals and trainings on new doctor devices. Medical devices testing can be done, and research devising development also can be done. Okay, so technology will be helpful was like PBF, powder bed fusion, SLA, SLS, FDM and polyjet. Okay, polyjet is also called as MJP. So FDM technology also discussed by the sir, so I don't take a much time. We're going forward. Same as SLA. Okay, so SLA is stereolithography. The main sources was the light. Okay, so sir discuss the photopolymer resins. Photopolymer resins is like the resin which we given a 300 nanometers light will be deposited on that liquid, so it come into the solid state. That is a photopolymer. Okay, so SLA was using in the powder formation, which we have PLA, or basically PA11, PA12 is a nylon 11, nylon 12. This kind of material we have. Okay, so layer thickness was 80 to 150 microns because additive manufacturing is done by the layer by layer. Okay, that's why the layer thickness is matters. Again, we go over the polyjet technology. Polyjet technology is a multi-jet printing technology, which we can use 7 colors, make to the 7 lakh plus colors like a 2D printer technology. Okay, so it can up to the 16 to 32 microns. So it is more accurable, but it is not for, it is only for to showcase the models, not be used in 3D, not be used in the medical devices. Same as the PVF. PVF is a powder bed fusion based for the medical metal parts like the titanium we can use, cobalt we can use. That kind of material we are using that in that case. So that implants which we are made by the LPF technology only. Okay, so it is a main technology which can be used in the implants. So the metal compatible materials are titanium, which are commonly used for the implants. Okay, stainless steel, which can be used for the screws. Okay, bioplates, bone plates we are making. Then the cobalt chrome, which is the joint implants. And nitrol, you can see the strands. Okay, strands and guide wires, which can be used into the stereographies. Now the application overview. So why we choose the 3D printing in biomedical industry? Okay, the basically was the durable and biomedical printing material we have. Okay, now the scalability and cost saving. The cost saving was each body have a different organs. Okay, so we can't go for the mass production because we need every patient have a different structure. So that's why we are going for the 3D printing industry, and precise and the quality. Precision we need under 10 microns precision during that technology, So that can be obtained by the 3D printing only. Okay, streamlines efficiency and regulatory compliances. Now the additive manufacturing in bio we can use in orthopedic, cardiocircle and dental applications and tissues engineering and other biomedical applications which can be done. Okay, now there are the use cases which we have done in India. Okay, so the first use cases were the surgical instrument, which can be the problem was every patient need different kind of surgical instruments. Okay, so doctor we needs always new instrument during the during the surgery. That's why the main reason for the doctors need to do R&D on that instruments which can be created by easily and India to get the fast surgery mode. Okay, then the challenge to achieve that design lightweight during the using that instrument. Okay, so the 3D printing, metal 3D printing are using by SAS 316L. Okay, along the production of complex surgical instruments, lightweight design, and we can be designed as a lightweight by using the helical structures. Okay, so improve efficiency. So biomedical research and development, second case. So balancing the need in designing and cost-effective manufacturing method that time. Okay, so along the rapid prototyping, if that will be a further cases, I can tell you about more. So the use case number one, is called spine. So you can see there is a one spine which will be tilted by 140 degrees. Okay, so it will be done in that India, in our Akash Healthcare is the hospital which we done that case. Okay, so you can see there is a rib. Okay, so rib is a flat, but in that case is a 12 child, so if ribs have a 142 degree tilted. Okay, so doctor want to do surgery to create a single bone structure during the surgery, so that healed a single and solid bone. So the main was like same, we do a CT scan data. After the segmentation of that data, then discuss with the doctor which bones we need to be printed. After that printing, so the doctor was started, that you can see. The first doctor done three surgeries in that patient. The first surgery you can see, that is a bigger image, that is the main bone, which we completely mimic that which we inside that girl. Okay, so doctor can't be visualized during that image which we are in computer. Okay, so that why we printed that bones, and after that doctor planned how to do surgery on that girl to create a single bone. So you can see. Okay, so pelvis also is going, pelvis that this kind of area is covered in that area. Okay, that then we so you can see there is a mimic software which we do a simulations and segmentation of that part. After that we done a 3D printing over it, so you can see there is a jig and fixtures. So doctor visualize which bone, there is a 32 bones on our back side. Okay, so which bone I need to be wired and comes into the straight position. That's why they printed the jig and fixtures. Okay, that kind of image and jig and fixtures over there. So there is stunts which we printed by the SS316L, and after the bone, after that surgery, you can see that surgery images. Now the patients can be walk on by self. So initially there is a 127 degree tilted that bone. First surgery done, then the 77 degree comes on. After that the 42.5 degrees is completely final doctor's result. That is the patient walk on legs. Okay, that is the first our case. Now the second case is foot ankle tumor. Okay, so the main is lipomas. So you can see there is a tumor of the foot. So the patient cannot walk during that tumor. So the main problem was the tumor foot have many small tissues over there. So doctor want to check which tissues are okay and which tissues have tumor. So after the 3D print surgery, so you can see, so the red mark goes to the tumor, and we printed that part. So by using that, the doctor also given the complete information to the patient family to get more confidence and complexity of that case, which we done. Okay, after that, doctor also start planning how to do drilling during that operation. Before the operation is called pre-planning surgery. Okay, after that, after the pre-planning surgery, doctor needs 6 hours to operate that patient, but by using the pre-planning, they have done in 4 hours with the best accuracy during that time. So you can see the main body part is printed by the metal, and there is a one jig. Before you can see there is a one complete bone over there. Okay, so you can see that is bone will be inserted by using the jig and fixture. So this kind of bone are inserted by the, in the body by the doctor using the 3D printing. That's why the 3D printing are more useful in the biomedical industry as today. So third case is was a radical nephrectomy. In that case, the kidney have a tumor. So that in that case, the tumor is in little size in the kidney. Basically, tumor was created just. So doctor want to save the remaining kidney and remove the small tumor over it. Okay. So the main issue was kidney have multiple tissues, multiple bones, multiple veins over there. So if any veins will be cutted, so it will be damage the kidney. That's why doctor want to do a pre-surgery planning during the operation. So that's after that. So we started same scanning and MRI data, simulation and DICOM data. So we created that kind of same mimic of the anatomy. After the anatomy, we are created the model printed, and there are multiple part will be printed during that surgery. So you can see there is a multiple trials done by the doctor. How can we save the remaining kidney which we are save? Then you can see the final image. The kidney have saved, and same size of tumor which we created by us by using the 3D printing. Same size of tumor will be removed by the patient. So that is the accuracy which we have done in that 3D printing. Okay, so the use cases of the radius implant, which we have the one patient in left hand. So they have a tumor. It's called cancer. So this radius bone completely damaged. So there is now they started. So basically there is a views. You can see there is a tumor over it. After that we have planning. So now the tumor will be by remove and use the implant. So we created the implant. The main problem was the hand movement. When we're doing the hand movement, if we do any other things, so it will be hurt the patient after the surgery. That's why we need to plan the smooth surfacing using that hand curvature during the hand movement. Okay, that's we printed over it. After that, so there is a one video you can see. So you can see there is a tumor. The bone was completely damaged. So doctor needs to remove that tumor as well. So that is the segmentation process. So you can see there is a DICOM, the black one is the DICOM data. Okay, so it is by layer DICOM data when we are doing the MRI. So it is by layer. So we need to mark that layer by layer and created the solid model over it. So you can see the 3D model is be printed. So you can see that is the size of that implant which we are printed over it. So 80 mm is the main body implant, and the 60 mm is the screwed, which we screwed in that remaining bone. Okay, so after the final image we show to the doctor, and doctor confirmed that we can do the surgery over it. Now that after that the surgery will be done. So tumor, you can see there is a tumor, radius bone tumor is there. So that is the main gap after removing that tumor. So we need to fill it over it. If we don't fill it, the hand will be removed. Okay. So after that, we inserted that implant over it. So the covered. Now the fifth case is centrum implant. Centrum implant is our ribs will be are connected in that main body part. Okay, so in that case there is a one patient in Silchar. We have he have a tumor inside it. So the complete bone was damaged. The bone is not there. matlab, completely bone was removed by the cancer. Okay, so we need to put the implants over it. So during the segmentation, you can see there is a CT scan data. So after the CT scan data, we converted into the 3D model. So you can see there is no bone. There is no bone attached to the centrum. Okay, so after that we need to remove that tumor as well and put the implant over it. After that we can do a CAD preparation and implant. So you can see the implant is over here there. So you can see there is a complete different structure over there, because when we start the planning, so it will around 1.2 kgs material will be consumed. So doctor said 1.2 kgs more weighted to the patient, it will be not sustained. Then we use lactic structure to get 600 grams material. So the complete this implant will be 600 grams only. That is the main AM will be work. If you go with the subtractive manufacturing or other manufacturing things, so you can't be obtain this kind of lactic structure over there. So we printed that centrum implant. So you can see there's a lactic structure over there, which we decrease the weight by the 500 grams. So after that, the final implant after the post processing, you can see that is a final implant. So there is a holes which we drilled in the ribs, and the fixtures will be created over there. Okay, then you can see there is a complete tumor in the front of that area. So we removed it. The doctors removed it and put that implants over there and stitch it. So you can see there is completely they drilled in the ribs and screwed over there for the long period of time. So the last, so the use case of number 6, medical implants. So medical implants is means you ask that question, the why when we put in the implant, so how can we show the movement? So you can see there is a 1 hour bone which we movementable. So we will drill, the doctor will drill that part and screwed using the jaw will be movable. So we do the segmentation same. You can see there is a tumor. So bone is completely damaged. There is no bone. So after that we need to remove that bone over the area, and we need to create the implant which will suitable with the body structure as well. Okay. So the planning of the medible. So basically we straight the bone by using the mimic software. Now we segmented it, which we need more adjustable area and which will be more critical area that over here we marked, and we discussed with the doctor how can we do that case. Then doctor tell us about we need to that kind of markers over there. We will create that. So you can see the bone will be removed over there, and the segmentation and the preparation of that surgery was done on that area. So after that we printed. So we used the FDM printing to check that which we implant will be printed is completely is good or not, and the design validation also done during that time. After that, the printing will be done in our machines. That is the titanium material. So and then they utilize the gamma radiation over there. So part will be ready to put on the patient's jaw. So you can see they remove the completely bone over there and put that implant and fixed by the screws. There is the screws, you can see there is screws over there. So they will be screwed over the patient jaw. Okay, so now we have a prosthetics cases. Some prosthetics cases we actually done in our India only. So we have another PPT. We'll show you. So it is our real cases which we have done. So prosthetic and orthotics means the patient which have don't have leg, don't have hand, and some other injuries in our body parts which we not be covered by other instruments. So we need to do a prosthetics. Okay. So you can see we do a scanning over it. So there is a one video. So the prosthetic guy will be marked over the leg. So how can we create that part? So scanning will be done. So the completely scanning. So you can see there is a complete colored scan. So after the prosthetic guy will be nose, we need to. So you can see there is some plus marks. There is some minus marks over there over on the leg. So plus marks means we need to add material over there, and minus marks means we need to remove material over there. Is a prosthetic guy handle that situations during the designing. So after the scanning, so prosthetic guy will be designed that is called socket. Basically, this is called socket, which we are wear by that patient. Okay. Then same the 3D print. The part was a 3D printed. You can see the part will be 3D printed, and after it will be printed in 8 hours. If we go with the standard method, it will take the 12 days. During that, using that previous structures which we had done. So the printing was done. So after the printing, the post processing was done. The fitment checked by the patient, and the alkali components are attached. After that, the patient training was done, and after that, the patient can walk by own self. So then no need any other help, any other thing. So patient can walk. The patient can walk and trial on self. That is our case in India. So another case, it's called a partial foot amperature. Basically, there is a one girl which don't have both foots. So you can see there is an image. The patient with the amperature is there. So same scanning will be done over there. Same marking which will done by the prosthetics guy. So scanning is done, and after that the designing of prosthetic devices of anatomy is created. So after the scanning, so left leg and the right leg, both leg will be created by the prosthetic devices of the anatomy. So after the same 3D printing, so the final devices, the final fitment of the device to the patient. So the fitment, you can see the accuracy of that printed part and the scan, which we compile together and make the patient happy, and they move, they walk on by own. So she no need any other help during that time. The fitment was done. So fitment was done. So you can see the patient training. So patient start little walking, and and then the patient was confident कि she can move by alone. So after that, so you can see, the happiness of happy faces over there. That is our vision, to make the happy faces. So you can see the girl was smiling when she walking alone. That is the main. So there is a one spine case. The spine was not completely okay. Then we created same 3D scanning. So the 3D scanning was done. After that, the same 3D scan. So you can see complete. There is a colored part. So now the spine was printed and the patient was happy. That is our goal, which we done in our India. So that is my last and final. Thank you so much for giving your time and this kind of stuff. Your time. So any question you want to ask, you can ask me.
Thank you so much, sir, for this informative session. On the behalf of mechanical department, I
और आपको जाना है बोलने हो गया
sincere gratitude for sharing your valuable ideas. Now I would request to Dr. Pawan Arora to present a memento to our guest group.
माइक है क्या